Here with 49ers linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Dre, the last time we spoke, 2 days later, you had 2 interceptions in a playoff game. So I'm not saying I'm your lucky charm, but this is a good omen that we're now talking again, right?
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Hopefully we can speak into existence this week, man.
Take us back to that game, your performance that day, because you talked to us about the takeaways and that needing to be more part of the defense. For you to have a day like that after all the talk, how big was that for you and how much that set you up for this weekend?
It's big. I'm just happy to be able to make those plays, be able to get my teammate to this position and help my team to get in this position, yeah.
Now talk about your relationship with you and Fred. That level is going to be so important with what they do in the run game with Pacheco, what they do with Kelce as well. So talk about the relationship you guys have and how it sets up for this matchup this weekend.
We're just going to have a good feel for each other and understand where 87 is, where 10 is, and execute our defense.
What do you make of the comments this week about effort on defense?
It's going to be huge in order for us to do our job and execute. After we do that, we're going to have to swarm to the ball and play hard. So, that's the guy that plays the hardest, is going to win the game. So the team that plays the hardest.
That's what we've loved about you over the last few years is that ability to swarm to the ball and how great it's been. Did you guys feel that there was a lack of effort in the room? Have you been between yourselves looking to pick that up?
I don't feel like it's a lack of effort. I just think that there's just more out there for everybody. So I think everybody just got to land on the line. This game is the biggest game of everybody's lives, so everybody got to give it everything they got.
And when you think back to 54 and then to today, is there a little bit of that giving an extra bit of juice to this team?
I'm sorry, say what?
I said when you think back to 54, you think back to that day in Miami, does that give a bit of extra juice to this team?
Oh yeah, no doubt. A lot of the guys, well, I guess it's about 10 guys that's been a part of that team, and a lot of guys haven't. So, for a lot of guys it's new. And then for us, we're just trying to come on top. We know how it feels tonight. So, we're just trying to come on top. That's it.
Dre, best of luck for Sunday. Thank you so much for your time. We're here with defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, Steve Wilks. Coach, first of all, welcome to the Super Bowl. How does this feel to be out here with this team?
It's a great feeling. It's outstanding to get here, but our job wasn't just to get here. We want to make sure that we finish.
Obviously, it's a team who did it 4 years ago. There's still a lot of guys on that defense who were there that day. Has there been talk about motivation? Has there been talk about what that meant for this team and looking forward to this weekend?
Well, I think when you look at each year is different. This team is different than the previous years. And I love the guys that we have on the defensive side of the ball. Great leadership, guys that play with a lot of passion and heart.
Have you seen a reaction in the locker room after the conversation about effort this week?
Well, I think, number one, as I alluded to with the leadership, they have taken ownership themselves, and they know and realize it's not up to our standard.
Who are the leaders then? Who are those who are taking that ownership?
Number one, you look at Bosa, you look at Eric Armstead, you look at Fred Warner, Gibson on the back end. All those guys have great leadership qualities, and they lead by example each and every day.
And in Ji'Ayir Pacheco, we've seen the run be an issue the last few weeks. In Ji'Ayir Pacheco, they've got a guy who, we talk about his run, looks like he hates the ground, right? What are you guys doing to make sure that the run isn't necessarily an issue when you hit this turf this weekend?
Execute and do our job. Be 1 of 11. Don't try to do anything outside the defense. And most importantly, as you talked about, he is an outstanding back. Runs hard in between the tackles, can get outside and take it the distance. So we got to get 11 hands to the ball.
And supposedly this was a down year for this Chiefs offense, and yet still so many ways that they can beat a team.
Well, that's a compliment to Andy Reid. Again, another first ballot Hall of Famer, outstanding coach that does a tremendous job in getting his guys ready to play each and every week.
And just I want to ask on the 3rd and longs from last week, has that been a big focus over the last 7 days or so?
Say that one more time, please.
On the 3rd and longs from last week, has that been a big focus for you guys over this week?
Well, we pride ourselves in trying to get teams in the 3rd and long because we feel like, we can do an outstanding job up front. And, we didn't do it last week, but that's our goal each and every week, to try to stay ahead of the downs, try to create negative plays on 1st and 2nd down.
And finally, coming into this coaching staff, just talk to us about working with Coach Shanahan, what he's like around the building and his motivation to get back here.
A great leader, does a tremendous job in really delivering a message each and every week, has a great pulse for this team and what we need in a structure of practice, practicing with pads, taking the pads off, and he does a great job in really just summarizing things the night before the game and giving the guys direction.
Coach, best of luck for this weekend. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to try and do my best, Greg Papa, to start off this interview by calling him the Grave Digger. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Yeah. Back here a year later, different team now. How does this all feel for you?
I mean, I kind of know what's coming. I know everything we about to do this week, so definitely prepared. Not really like wondering what's going on like I did last year, so I really know what's coming.
Do you think that changes things for you as you prepare differently for this game?
Most definitely. It's some things that I not wish that I learned from last year that I'll take into this year.
Any examples, anything in particular for you?
For one, I got to try on multiple cleats to make sure my feet going to be good. So I'm breaking in cleats right now and just really just staying in the moment, trying to stay focused and just know what I've come here to do.
What's it like coming back but preparing for the same team, the same quarterback, the same running back, all of that again?
I think we just know what it's going to take, man. It's going to take an all-out effort. So just you better get your rest and put your track shoes on because it's gonna be a long day.
There have been some struggles against the run, right? You look at Ji'Ayir Brown on the other side. How are you guys looking to fix that this week?
It's gonna take us all swarming the ball, not just one person. It's gonna take us all doing our job and bringing our A game.
And having been here now for 5 or 6 months, how do you reflect on this team, this atmosphere, how it differs from the Eagles last year, and how that whole just feeling in the locker room is for you?
Like I said, it's still like I feel like we had a great team last year, and we was very tight with everybody. So it ain't much of a difference. It's just another great team. I'm just on another great team. I'm just blessed to be on another great team.
You've done all right for yourself, Javon. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, I've been blessed. Very blessed.
Well, look, man, enjoy this week. It looks like you're going to, and good luck for Sunday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Juwan, how you doing, sir?
Great. You?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Sir. Great to see you.
One of our favourite chats during the season, during our locker room time, but 3rd and Juwan, always good fun. How you enjoying being at the Super Bowl, sir?
Oh, man, I'm soaking it all up. I'm loving it. What's there not to love?
And you came into this team just after the last appearance, right? NFC Championship game last year, finally back here. What's that spirit in the locker room been like going into this week?
Oh, man, it's just putting everything in our lives, dedicating it to just one more game. That's the memo in the locker room right now.
How much do you enjoy the 3rd and Juwan moniker?
I love it. I mean, I think it's pretty accurate.
I mean, we love it as well. Can we just talk about the catch?
Okay.
2 weeks ago, where Purdy loops it over the top and you make the grab from the air, which I think is probably one of the best plays of this postseason. Best play of your play, unbelievable throw from Brock. Just talk us through that play from your perspective.
I was expecting the ball right out of the break.
So you're saying Brock threw it late? That's what you're now saying?
I'm not. No, I'm telling you, just my, just step-to-step thought process. Expecting the ball right out of the break. I saw him scrambling. He was getting pressured, and I tried to put on the brakes, but I couldn't do it fast enough, and just turned around, and I saw him just lob it up there, and it felt like I was just grabbing an alley-oop. It just felt like I was dunking the ball, man. It felt like I was in high school again. It felt good.
How special is Brock Purdy?
Very, very. I think it's unexplainable. It's just God-given ability of what Brock able to do, and nobody can take it away from him.
And how much fun are you having here? We've seen you singing Usher, seen you doing touchdown dances. Like, I'm trying to talk to you about football.
Yeah.
You just thought you were having fun, man.
Exactly. We're in Las Vegas. What can you expect?
Oh, well, we did hear from one of your teammates they were going to try and tear it off for the first couple of days. Not been any of that, right?
Nah. All ball around here.
Well, you can stick around for a couple of days if you win on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
We'll see you on Monday then, hopefully.
Yes, sir, you will.
Because Ji'Ayir Brown's telling us that the UK's on his bucket list. We can't be not hearing that.
Yeah, definitely. The UK on my bucket list for the places I want to go.
Well, we're hoping the Niners are going to be out this year.
Yeah.
You've got those rights in the UK. The team are great with us, getting us interviews and stuff. Spoke to you in the locker room after your first game. Like, dude, you've got to get out to London this summer. Come over, and we'll show you a good time.
I got to get out to London. One thing I love about London is y'all accent. I love that accent. I love the way y'all speak.
You're going to try and do it for us?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to try it because I don't want to insult nobody. I ain't going to try it, but I love it, man. I definitely love it.
Man, coming in as a third-round rookie, starting after Talanoa goes down, and then being at the Super Bowl. It's just what a wild few months, right?
It's amazing, bro. It's amazing. Like, how? Only person know how is God, but I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely grateful, you know, and man, this is an exciting moment.
How have you found that transition to being a starter, to getting those snaps, to coming in? And what, you know, it's a complicated defense and really stepping up to the plate.
You know, I just took it with a grain of salt. You know, I'm ready to go. You know, and I always hold that accountability towards myself. Is when I come into places, I want to be ready to go. I don't want coaches not being able to trust me or anything like that. I want to be a leader on the field, and I think everything I set out to do, you know, I did this year.
Let's just envision something. Let's try and make something happen.
Okay.
Because you're a bit of a ball hawk. You love to get after it. You had an interception in your first game.
Yeah.
Just look around this stadium and imagine the noise from the Niners fans as you pick off Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Man, I can't wait to see it, bro. I can't wait to see it. I'm always visualizing interceptions. I'm always visualizing tackles, you know, and I already got my celebrations down packed. I'm ready to go.
You going to show it for us?
No.
Just a little sneak peek?
You got to watch the game to come see that.
We're here. We're calling the game. We'll be up in the booth.
Okay,
so
then you'll see it during the game, yeah.
Tell us the inspiration at least.
On a celebration?
Yeah.
You know, Pat Mahomes is one of my favorite quarterbacks coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Always used to rock with Pat Mahomes on Madden and stuff like that. So it really, the visualization just came from, you know, being able to show my city back home, you know, how far I've came and, you know, the stage I'm on now, and hope to inspire the youth, you know, and even inspire the people my age and adults older than me, just inspire them to chase their dreams, man, and go after it all, bro.
When you look at those guys on the other side of the ball, you mentioned Pat, Travis, Isaiah Pacheco having an unreal postseason. I mean, Rice seems to be catching about 8 balls a game at the moment. Like, how do you reflect on those guys, that talent, and how you're going to stop it?
Same way I reflect every week. You know, the NFL is a good league, man. It's a lot of great players here. It's all about who's going to be the best, you know, during that rep. I really don't, you know, try to hold my head high on what guys did in the past or previous games. It's always about what have you done lately, you know, and our game hasn't started yet, so none of that matters.
It's a team known over the last few years for flying to the ball, right? And yet there were some question marks over the last couple of weeks, people talking about effort in post-game press conferences. How have you guys in the locker room taken some ownership of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We know certain plays, you know, last week didn't reflect our DNA, and we're eager to go out there and fix that.
Who are the leaders? Who are the guys who are speaking up to you in the locker room and G'ing you boys up?
One thing about this team is pretty much everybody. Everybody has that leadership mentality. Everybody's speaking up in the locker room. Everybody want to go out there and get it, you know, so pretty much everybody done that.
Anyone you were a little starstruck to see when you first came in as a rookie? Anyone you were like, wow, that guy?
Probably Trent, man. Trent, a lot of similarities to my life and Trent life. And wasn't starstruck, but was happy to see him, man, and the athlete he is and the kind of person he is. It was great to see.
I think for me, my favorite memories are covering Super Bowls, and when you get a guy like that who finally wins it late in their career. I remember DeMarco doing it when it was with the Broncos and all of that defensive unit, all talking about doing it for him. Obviously Peyton that year as well. Like, those are the great memories for me. So, I mean, to do it for a guy like Trent, if there's a win this weekend, you don't need more motivation, but you'll be able to look across that locker room and see that a Hall of Famer finally has his ring.
Yeah, like you said, you don't need no more motivation than that. These guys, man, they're special guys, man, and they want to win it, you know, and they want to win it all for not only for themselves but for their families, man, for coaches that's in the building, for other players that's in the building that's been, you know, through this scene and haven't came out on top, you know. So it's definitely motivate. There's nothing need to be said as far as motivation-wise. We're ready to go.
Bang bang.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Bang bang, not again.
Boating family, and so we all went out to Fire Island. My family was there as well. And we went to the beach, and I'm like, all right, how am I going to get her alone? And so I staged that I forgot my sandal on the beach. And so as we were all walking off to go back to her dad's boat, I said, hey, babe, I forgot my sandal. Like, will you come back and get it with me? And so I had a photographer waiting on the beach, kind of hidden. And we went over to my sandal, which I left there. And that was where I proposed. But I just remember I've never in my life have I felt my heart like just pump like that. And we both say, like, we both blacked out. I have no idea what I said. She doesn't remember what I said. We just know that she said yes, and it all worked out so great.
Juice, just quickly, first of all, reflecting on being back here 4 years later, how are you feeling about today, seeing all this going on around you?
Man, feeling incredible. And just talking with some of the younger guys coming over here is like, you almost forget just how big the Super Bowl is. And this is such a reminder when you come here and you see, you know, the fans, the media, everything that they've put on for us. It just like helps you realize like this is the biggest thing, like biggest sports thing in the world. So grateful to be back here and experiencing that again.
I'll ask you about the relationship with Brock, and I particularly want to ask about the play, him getting out of that sack and then finding you on the sideline. Talk us through that.
Man, that was awesome. Brock he does such a good job of extending plays with his legs. And in particular in that play, breaking a tackle, getting outside of the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, always looking to make a play. And that's one of his superpowers. He can create plays on his own, and so awesome to be able to connect with him on that, and him just to have the trust in me to rip it.
Just two more from me. One on the comebacks of the last 2 weeks and how big that's been. You talked on another interview about how this is the tightest you've ever felt with a team. How big has that been for this team to have two come from behind wins in the last 2 weeks?
You know, it's never what you plan on doing. You never want to get down, but when it does happen, you're able to claw out of it. It's such a powerful thing to be able to draw back on. Because if that scenario ever does come up again, you can be like, hey, we've been there, we've done that, we've done this together. And that's just it's a powerful thing, powerful tool to have going forward.
And then finally, just to ask you about one other teammate, Brock Purdy up for MVP, as is Christian. Talk to us about the impact he's had on this team over the last 18 months.
Christian McCaffrey, man, he's the best football player I've ever seen in my life. He truly can do everything. The guy can run between the tackles, outside the tackles. I'm telling you, if he was a wide receiver, he would be an all-pro wide receiver. He can pick up blitz protections. He understands the game like a quarterback. Like, he is the complete package and has really put this team over the top, this offense over the top, and adding him, to this offense.
A lot of fun to block for, I imagine.
So much fun to block for. It makes my job a lot easier.
Amazing. Juice, thank you so much for your time.